Vlad. Yeah, it took a few seconds, right? So thanks for watching us, guys. We are going live with Vlad. We have this webinar, and we are going to talk about C#. So you may already know that Vlad is a C# specialist. He knows quite a lot about the .NET platform. So we are going to talk about not just the platform, the technology itself, but how can you eventually use the knowledge to recruit developers, right? So this is what Vlad has been also working on in his other company. He's been recruiting developers, and we are going to talk about this, right?
Yes.
Cool.
Let's do that.
Will it be exciting?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Are you going to share some insights?
I hope so.
Cool.
I hope so. That will be useful.
Guys, watching this, if you are watching this live, you can use the comment section below this video, and we are going to answer your questions. So let's get most out of this live session, and yeah, most likely you have some questions.
Yeah, and actually this is the most important thing for you to ask us questions so we can answer.
So definitely don't hesitate. Write a question below this video, and maybe we can even give it a try, no? And see if it even works. What do you think, Vlad?
Yeah.
Cool. So meanwhile, maybe you can introduce the technology map. I'll have it open here. So that's usually a good starting point, right? Where you can just say a little more about how you actually came up with this map.
Yeah. So we've been talking about a lot like what is the most common scenario, right? That you have to hire some kind of role like a desktop developer or mobile developer or web developer, right? So this is how we structure the course. This is how we structure the knowledge. So if you get the task to hire, let's say, a web developer within .NET ecosystem, of course, then you have all these technologies which are available for this technology, and we explain all of them. So you have a solid technique foundation, and we do this for all those other technologies like desktop development and IoT and games and all the relevant parts. So this is how we do it here.
Cool. But I noticed there is a little technical hiccup in the setup.
It is?
It is. So I'll need to just quickly fix it.
Okay.
And meanwhile, we can keep talking about the map.
Okay. But will I see the map or not?
Yes, you can look at it now.
Okay. All right. So as we've been talking, we introduced the .NET platform as a whole, like all the languages, all the frameworks, all the other technologies that may be relevant for you to ask during interviews or during just talking about experience, and also to determine from this knowledge of what is seniority. All this stuff, the basics for this are in the technology foundation. So if you have the technology foundation, which is a I don't know, maybe 30 or 40 minutes of videos, right? Just this technology foundation part, then it will open the door for you to understand the whole process of hiring developers. It will so you can fulfill the potential of being great IT recruiter within this .NET domain. Right? Because if you don't understand the technology, you cannot really understand or fully understand the job description, and it is your job to make the job description attractive. But if you don't understand the technologies, there is a part missing there, so it cannot be great. You can put all the other stuff, which we of course also are mentioning in this course, like how to describe the team, how to describe the company, the position and stuff. But if you don't understand the technology stack, there is part missing, which is one of the most important parts, actually, the technology stack for the developers. So how is the technical stuff here, Mike?
So if you guys are watching it on YouTube, then you can leave a comment on the right side, right? And meanwhile, yeah, I'm just trying to figure out why the playback on our website doesn't work.
Oh,
That's
okay.
just a minor
Alright.
glitch. So don't get distracted. And you
I'm
can-
not distracted.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting for questions.
Okay, I'll open it in another window. Cool. So my wife Martina, she was going through the course, and she also mentioned that some of these terms are quite because she jumped on this.
It's a deep dive.
So what would you say some recruiters most? What would you recommend?
Well, there is nothing on this one. It will tell you already if you are advanced enough. If you do understand, if you can follow the course, then it is good. But if you are like lost while watching this course, then maybe it's a good thing to step back a little and go through some fundamentals and learn this stuff first. Because well, you can always find your point. Like you don't have to go from the absolute basics. You can maybe start in somewhere in the middle and then shift a little if you want, or you can start at the beginning and skip some parts if you feel like you understand all the stuff that it's fine there.
But even if you look at that technology map, right, there are quite like interesting terms. For example, mobile app developer, desktop app developer, right? Like these things that may not be completely obvious for any joiner. So how should actually recruiter determine if he's ready for this course?
Well, that is what I was trying to say. You just start at the beginning or somewhere in the beginning, and if you do understand this, then you can move on to the more advanced courses. This is the easiest.
So
thing
start
to do.
from the
foundation.
And
of course, everybody has its own perspective on this, on his own seniority. So he can start wherever he or she wants, and then he can move to the left or to the right.
Yeah. So what Martina was, for example, asking, she was asking about the mobile app developer. So how to actually recognize someone is a mobile app developer in this .NET ecosystem?
Well, within this .NET ecosystem, it's quite easy because there is only one relevant technology, and that is Xamarin, and it is a cross-platform development, so you can develop applications for Android and iOS, and also for Windows Phone. But Windows Phone is not relevant anymore.
Why?
Because Microsoft stopped the support and development of this platform, and there are no news about reviving this project. So maybe someday, but for now it is not relevant anymore. Just maybe for companies that already had some applications developed and they are trying to maintain. So from time to time you can still find the job descriptions where they do look for developers for Windows Phone or Windows Mobile. They usually change the names during the time. But it's essentially the same thing, like Windows Phone, Windows platform. So this is the only thing where you can find them, like for legacy or for maintenance stuff.
Okay. So it's good to know this keyword Xamarin, right?
Yeah, Xamarin meaning mobile. Actually, you can put it basically like that.
So when a recruiter is looking for a developer in LinkedIn, for example, on LinkedIn they can just type the Xamarin developer, right? Or Xamarin app developer, C# app developer.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
That is probably what the company is looking for also. There are some other stuff, but they are like you can do some you can use some other technologies like WebView for this also within .NET, but it's minor and I wouldn't bother with it. For mobile there is Xamarin. It's simple.
Okay. Is there any way to recognize a C# Xamarin developer on GitHub, for example? If you just go through, some of the repositories, like is there any keyword you could look for?
That is actually your domain, right? GitHub sourcing.
Yeah, definitely.
So tell us something about it.
Yeah, but just wondering about this particular keyword. So Xamarin is usually written
Xamarin
part of the
is
code,
the right word. Yeah. For that.
Okay.
Or you can use, actually there are sub-words or sub-sequences with this and sub-technologies, let's say, which is Xamarin Android, Xamarin iOS, and Xamarin Forms. And we also explain this in course.
So what is the difference roughly?
Well, from the beginning, as I mentioned, it is cross-platform. So you write your code in C#, and then you transform this code to the let's say native bytecode, native applications for iOS and Android. But you had to build the UI, especially for Android and for iOS, like separately. And with Xamarin Forms, you can build a UI which is shared. Shared UI. Okay. So not just the backend code, which was shared also already before that, but with Xamarin Forms, you can share backend code and UI.
So is this something a recruiter could also ask when they are sourcing developers or screening developers?
Like, yes, because company can look particularly for one or the other, or both, but you need to understand what they are looking for. If they are looking for just Xamarin Android and iOS, or on the other side, Xamarin Forms, or everything from this. Just it's good to understand. Because if they are looking for Xamarin Forms, it's not the same. Like if they are looking for some other Xamarin stuff.
That's interesting.
And this is the same with all the other technologies. Like it's not web developer like web developer, right? Somebody can use Blazor, somebody can use some SPA projects with a lot of front-end stuff, and somebody can use Razor.
We actually see Blazor also on the map, right?
Yes, all these technologies are in the map.
So this is guys a great help. If you are recruiting developers, you can have a map related to this technology stack, where all these terms are mentioned.
Yeah, and just this map alone will help you a lot to get oriented, and to get the feeling of the technologies, which is which, and what is the level of the technology. Meaning, sometimes technologies get confused. Like if you say we started mobile and Xamarin, it's basically one-on-one connection right here, and also ASP.NET Core. Sometimes the recruiters don't understand the difference between .NET Core and ASP.NET Core, right? Because let's face it, it's very similar, and nobody really talks about the differences. But ASP.NET Core is meaning the web. It means like web development, web services. So if you see ASP something, then it's web. I'm putting it very simply, but this is basically.
Okay, so ASP.NET, even when they are searching for a developer and they see on a profile ASP.NET, they can assume they are developing web applications.
Yes.
Okay,
so like we said, Xamarin for mobile, ASP.NET or ASP.NET Core for web.
Cool. That's interesting. It's actually really cool to see on the map the use case, right? For mobile apps or web development, these technologies. So I also see here WinForms, WPF,
and UWP. So yeah, these are the desktop technologies. So we can finish these three main technologies like web, mobile, and desktop with these technologies. So just briefly, WinForms was the first UI framework for desktop. Then there was WPF, right? Windows Presentation Foundation. And then UWP, which is not just UI framework, it is a whole new platform, but also used within desktop development for Windows operating system.
Cool. So this is really interesting information for recruiters, right? To have this in mind, so they should maybe memorize this map.
They can, or they can have it as a cheat sheet, just look at it 5 minutes before interview or something. But the important thing is, I guess, just to have prepared some questions, have some kind of knowledge of how the answer should look like, and maybe according to the answer to decide the seniority and capability of the developer. That is great, and it is actually pretty easy. Because you get the feeling once you try it, or a few times you try it, and you get the feeling how to do this. And you will see just by your own experience how the developers are reacting. Sometimes you don't even have to know the right answer, but just from look at the facial expression of the developer, something you can recognize. Okay,
You have no clue.
you have no clue. You have never heard of it. So this might be actually enough for you. But it is always better to know more. So because sometimes you have a senior developer, right, and he knows what he's talking about, and you don't know, and there is some discrepancy. So yeah, and you can only pretend so far that you know about the technologies. Once the developer realizes that you have no clue as a recruiter, then his trust of your capabilities can diminish, and this can lead to not a good close for you as a recruiter.
Yeah. So it's not easy to be a recruiter, right? These days with so many technologies.
Yes, and that is why we just, like touch the technology. We don't teach you code or something like that, because I understand that there is not just C# and .NET. There is also Java, PHP, right, and other languages which is immense amount of the technologies they need to learn and to understand. So we just need to touch them and to understand what is what. So that is why I was saying that the map alone is a good helper, and you can reveal a lot if you just understand how the technologies are connected and what is for what.
Yeah. And we are actually, by the way, preparing more maps like this. So what you are just now looking at is a map for the .NET platform, right? But there is JavaScript, like how to hire, how to, JavaScript for front end, for back end.
Yeah. JavaScript is also pretty vast environment. So
yeah. All right, guys, if you have any questions for Vlad, who is here to help you source and recruit more C# .NET developers, you can write it on the right side in the chat window, and you'll be able to see it. Like I just wrote, like, hi guys. So you should also be able to see it. Now we have it also highlighted on the screen. Cool. What would you say about is the one thing a recruiter hiring C# developers should know? Is one thing.
Just one thing.
Just one. Out of all these, yeah.
It is a very hard question. Well, I wouldn't say this is the one, but it's like one that you should understand nowadays, and it is the difference between .NET Framework and .NET Core. It's a lot to like everybody's talking about it. Like developers are asking, are they using .NET Framework, the old one, or are they using .NET Core? So, and if you fail to answer this question properly, that might indicate that you don't know anything about the project and the developer.
True. That reminds me, we were preparing this checklist, right? A recruiter should be aware of. Maybe I can just look it up and show you guys how we think about it. Coming back to the presentation, I have it. No, I don't have it here. Well, I can maybe create a new slide with it. So just one sec. I'll grab the file. It should be this one, where we're going through a set of questions that the recruiter should make sure he knows and can answer. So here's this job description analysis. So related to work environment, work methodology, what kind of languages they use and what versions of the languages and frameworks, right? This is what you are referring to.
Yes, and this can very much help you with this process, because it just clears your mind and you just check all this stuff, and if you have it all, then you are good.
So like now the technology, right? I as a recruiter should know what are technologies involved in that particular stack.
Yes. And you sometimes you can modify it a bit, like to not advertise the old technologies, just put them somewhere a little bit behind. I don't mean like you have to lie about them, but just make it a little more attractive. Just mention the key technologies and maybe the newer or cool technologies first, and then the other last, or something like that. It is like a little bit of advertising here, right?
Yeah. We need to do really proper advertising, because everyone who can code is coding these days.
Yes, and we've been talking about it in the beginning. You have to understand these technologies if you want to do these modifications in the job description. So
yeah. Mhm. All right. So that was interesting. What we also talked about was this table, right? So depending on who you are hiring, you need to look at the right part of the map, right? So if you are looking at web developer, what kind of technologies you mentioned, ASP.NET. So what does it mean when we are sourcing, when we are recruiting, screening, interviewing, right? So should we dive deeper and discuss maybe one of these, maybe mobile app developer or full stack? Like what does it mean full stack actually in the C# context?
Well, it means the same in every context. Like you need to develop the front end, of course, and then some back end, maybe even database and stuff like the whole thing. So just for example, you need to know some, for example, like Razor or Blazor or some front end technology, or maybe some JavaScript framework like Angular. It is not from .NET, but it is connected because Visual Studio also supports it, and it has templates for React.js and Angular projects. So it's not like they are excluding them. You can work with them. You can have a web service which is supporting the data or supplying the data to these frameworks, and it works. You don't even have to think about it, whether this is from .NET framework or .NET ecosystem or not. It's like connected now, so it is good. But also you can use Blazor, which is this new technology from .NET, which is trying to actually you can use Blazor, and it is a counterpart to Angular and React.js. Just you don't have to use JavaScript because you can use C# with Blazor. This is the main thing here.
Sorry,
so this is
it again. What you can use
with Blazor. You can use C# instead of JavaScript.
C# instead of JavaScript.
Yes, and this can be your front end, and then you can have some web service or some other backend. It depends on what kind of application are you developing, and then you can have some database or just use entity framework, which is also mentioned in the course as an ORM technology for data. So this would be full stack developer. It's very easy to imagine, like if you are only one person company, one person developer, and you have to do the whole application, then you have to be full stack developer, right?
Yeah, that's true.
And even more, you have to do all the other stuff, but this is not part of the course.
Yeah, true. So we start with full stack. Okay, and what does it mean when we are, for example, sourcing the developer? Like how would you source? How would you find a full stack C# developer?
Yeah, well, with the full stack, you actually have to see if there is all the technologies that can indicate that he has this, or he or she has this spectrum of technologies for full stack. So if you are talking about the web, then there will be the technologies you mentioned a while ago, and you need to look if they are there, all those technologies, or actually, if he sometimes they even post it like I'm full stack developer, right? Because it is easier for them to qualify as that, and for everybody else to recognize it like right away. So it's all the time it is in subtitle, or there is I'm web developer or mobile developer, desktop developer, or something like that, and you can just get it out with this one.
Are there some keywords that help you recognize whether the person is doing both backend and front end?
These are the keywords, either the technologies or he or she is mentioning them explicitly that I'm full stack guy. But the keywords would be Xamarin or Blazor, Razor, and these technologies which are in the map, so you can just connect them and see for yourself if it is a full stack, or not.
Okay, cool. Okay, guys, if you have any questions, now is the time to ask Vlad.
Yeah, we can wait a bit, and if not, then you can ask afterwards. We can maybe reach you after.
Yeah, because we see you are watching, so that's really cool. Thumbs ups. If you'd like to learn more about the map, or you'd like to see some other slides from the course that Vlad has prepared, we can certainly dive deeper. That's why we are here. That's why we are going through this. Is that correct?
Exactly.
Cool, cool. All right. Looking at some other slides, we were also talking about interviewing, like how to interview a developer, what to ask during an interview, how to attract, right? We talk quite a lot about attracting because everyone who can code is already coding, so we need to get them from where they are. So how do you attract developers? Join your...
From a technical standpoint, or
Yeah,
because you can attract them like with money, with good company name, with
yeah,
good team, right?
Mhm.
And with good technology also.
Or with a good recruiter.
With good recruiter, of course.
Goes without saying, right?
Yes. Like the whole recruiting process, if it can be attractive or not, right? If you, and this is not technical, but it's recognizable. If you don't know how to set a meeting, or you can unprepared for the meeting, or you cannot explain the technologies and stuff, then it is an unattractive process of hiring, and always fails.
Yeah, true, true. So with technology, how do we attract with technology?
With technology, it's actually simple. If the company or the team is using new technologies, there is always a big plus. It's a positive thing. So if you have that, you can put there and like put it in a big font. Like this is the technology we are using, because most of the developers do like new technology. They do like new stuff, modern stuff. They like to learn and try new stuff and work with new stuff. It's usually easier, it's more effective, and it's just their nature. They do like it.
Yeah.
So this is from technical standpoint. I would state clearly that these new technologies we are using in the project, and also just the clarity of technology stack itself. If we are using the technologies, I just write it down there. I don't put there like 20 other technologies just in case.
I think it was quite
frequently, this is what we see, and this is very bad because it's confusing. Like many times we see that they want somebody for C# and then he also has to know some Java, some PHP, and some Oracle database and SQL database, and he needs to be familiar with Angular and maybe React.js. And I was like, what are you looking for? Are you looking for 20 people, or And this is something that, okay, now I'm not sure. Is this job description for me? Is this job for me? I don't think so. I don't know these technologies. I don't know what is really important, what is really nice to have, and this is very unattractive from technical standpoint.
Okay, guys, we have 2 more minutes. So if you have any question, now is the time to ask. If you don't have any question, then there is always the course that you can buy and go through everything step by step. Now we sort of like randomly poke, but in the course there is a clear structure. We go through the technology map. Everything is explained properly by Vlad and by me. We go through several use cases, and yeah, this is certainly great help to those of you who are sourcing and recruiting .NET developers, whether backend or full stack or web or mobile app developers. We covered these roles in the course.
Yeah, and within the academy, we also have the option for you to ask the questions and we answer them. So if you cannot ask now, or you just nothing comes to mind at this point, then you can ask within the academy and we will answer you.
Yeah, indeed. I'll check one more time if I cannot see the questions, because I actually closed the window now. No. All right, there's no question. All right, well then, let's wrap it up. Thanks a lot, guys, for being with us. It was great to share some knowledge, and yeah.
See you in academy.
See you inside the academy. Go by the course. There is a link written in the description. Cool. Have a wonderful day, and Bob, thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Cheers. Bye, guys.
Bye.